Hello friends, Joe here at Reverb.com. What strings do you use? Why do you use those strings? That answer might not be good enough. We've been thinking here at Reverb about string choices and why we choose the strings that we play. Is it because when we were 10 years old walking into a guitar shop, that's the strings that we started to buy? Or maybe we know we're going to replace them or break them within a month or two, so we just go for the cheapest? So here at Reverb, we started to think about how different types of strings may affect your tone in different ways. And we found a lot of really good stuff that we'd like to share with you. So today what we want to do is we want to take 3 different kinds of strings constructed in very different ways and show how they may sound differently, how they may feel differently, and how maybe some of them are better suited for specific styles or genres. We decided to take 3 different types of Ernie Ball strings and hopefully show how different materials in your strings can have a huge impact on a number of factors, including tone, the way they feel, the lifespan of the string, or how one type may better represent a specific playing style. So the 3 types that we chose to hopefully run a bit of a gamut are a regular Slinky, the Cobalt, and the M-Steel. Regular Slinky wound strings are made from a nickel-plated steel wire wrapped around a hex-shaped steel core wire, producing a well-balanced tone for your guitar. They started developing these in the early 70s, and since then they have kind of become an industry standard for rock and roll. You know tons of players who use these strings. Okay, so I've got these regular Slinkies on this cut list. I've got the Falcon Grande at a nice clean setting. Let's hear how they sound. The nickel-plated wrap wire produces a brighter tone than pure nickel strings. So that's probably why it has become a standard for rock and roll. It's because it has aggression and it cuts through. Okay, our next string type is Cobalt. The outer layers of Ernie Ball Cobalt strings are an alloy of cobalt and iron. These strings were developed and engineered to maximize output and clarity. The cobalt alloy is more magnetically responsive than nickel plate, and as a result, the tone of these high output strings is clear, bright, and articulate. Cobalt strings have become the favorites among players who like more output. So, if you're a hard rock or heavy metal player, you might want to give Cobalt strings a go. Or if you've got an old vintage guitar with lower output pickups, you might want to kind of counterbalance that with a high output string like a Cobalt. Okay, so right away we're hearing a little tighter low end, not as much brightness, but kind of a more articulate response overall. And the third and final strings we're going to be taking a look at today are the M-Steel Slinkies. The M-Steels took some qualities of the Cobalt strings and pushed it even further. While Ernie Ball Cobalt strings are wrapped in 17% cobalt alloy, the M-Steels are wrapped in 27% cobalt alloy, which further increases their liveliness and magnetic responsiveness. And they feature a truly new string core wire. Miraging steel, M-Steel for short, is a super alloy used in high-stress applications, such as aerospace. The M-Steel core wire offers a number of benefits over tin-plated high-carbon steel, including greater strength, durability, and deeper, richer tonal response, especially in the low end. They also offer superior tuning stability and shorter break-in times, as they stretch less than other strings. So there's probably good reason why heavy digging players like John Petrucci and Paul Gilbert are using these M-Steels. And it might be something to consider for you players who are out there playing big 3 and 4 hour long gigs. The last thing you want to be worried about is breaking a string or keeping in tune. So off the bat there, these strings definitely feel a bit more lively and the response is just a bit tighter and these notes are kind of jumping out of my fingers a bit quicker. Here at Reverb, we're always demoing old amps, old guitars, new guitars, pedals. It's been nice to just take a step back and take a look at something that is arguably as important as your guitar or all that other stuff. Obviously, there's plenty of science behind the constructions of these strings and the impact that they're gonna have on the tone. So go out and try a new set of strings on your guitar. You may be surprised at what you find. Thanks so much for watching this demo. We'll see you guys next time on Reverb.com.